So for lunch today, I've ordered some guinea pig for the table. Mixed reactions from the table on whether or not they want guinea pig. Oh look, there's the little teeth right there. Hey, it's me and my co-partner, adventure buddy, Mrs. G. And we've got the backpacks that we used 17 years ago.
Oh my god.
15 in New Zealand. And we're going backpacking without the kids. Let's do it. How does it feel to be in Peru?
Feels good. I can't believe we made it.
Are you awake?
No.
Have any idea what we're doing today?
Check out Lima, drink some coffee. That's it.
One thing I'm noticing about Peru, lots and lots of stray kitty cats. But as far as stray feral cats go, they look like they're living a pretty solid life. All right, here we are in Old Town, Lima. Independence Square right now. This is where everybody comes to protest or say the government sucks or whatever it is they need to do. They do it here. Not at the square 4 blocks over there in front of the palace because the Peruvian government shuts that down when they do protests. So instead, they do it here, in front of the statue of General San Martin. Here is the Royal Palace in Lima, which looks like it's getting closed off because people are discontented with the government, so they preemptively lock down the square. All right, it's day 2?
I don't know.
Are you ready to fly to Cusco?
I am. I'm very excited.
Where are the children? It's so quiet.
Did you lose them?
Oh no.
Uh,
It's like an episode of Home Alone, except they're with Grandma and Grandpa, everybody. Nobody panic.
Camp grandparents.
All right, well, let's fly off that way and see where we end up. Random Peruvian bag check. I don't know. So pretty sure somebody was trying to smuggle some drugs out and got busted by Peruvian airport police. So, you know, don't do that. Just arrived in Cusco. Sky is blue. Air's a little bit thinner up here at 11,000 feet, but it's clean. It's crisp. Let's get to it. Okay, cool. Just made a cup of coca leaf tea here. Which is supposed to help with altitude because it's definitely high up. We're higher up right now than down when we go to Machu Picchu. All right, not gonna lie. A little out of breath. This is taking me back to my Nepal days, Everest Base Camp. Mr. G was younger back then. Whew. Been in Cusco 10 minutes and I've already run into just a couple of random alpacas. This is like the 5th vintage Volkswagen Bug I've seen since we got up to Cusco. Okay, I've been in Cusco for maybe 2 hours. And if you're a backpacker, you are going to love this city. It is very Kathmandu chill. Old stonework, cobblestones, lots of narrow little alleys. You know, lots of tiny little dive bars playing Bob Marley. You're gonna like it if you're a backpacker type. Check it out. So here in Cusco, which was the capital of the Incan Empire, you get the ultimate example of Spanish European colonization in that the Dominican monks built their cathedral or basilica right on top of Incan ruins and even used a lot of the Incan stones to build the church. Classic. So at first I thought Cusco was really into celebrating Pride Month because they've got rainbow flags everywhere. But it turns out that's just the city flag of Cusco. Okay, you guys know Mr. G's a nerd for history, so this little unassuming house, according to our guide here in Cusco, was actually the Conquistador Francisco Pizarro's actual house, which is just a really cool little piece of history. And if you don't know who Francisco Pizarro is, you must Google him, guys. Get on that history.
What are you eating there?
Oh, just a little alpaca stew. So, Baby G, I'm sorry I'm eating one of the cutest animals in the world, but it's not endangered, so I don't have to feel bad.
You should also apologize to me.
It's pretty good.
But they're so cute and you're eating it.
Tastes like beef. Mrs. G, what are we drinking?
Pisco sour.
All right. How does it compare to a whiskey sour?
I've never had a whiskey sour. I'm just having this because it's the national drink and it's very good.
All right, nice. What did you order? What we got?
Chicken, french fries, and veggies.
Nice.
I don't remember the name of it.
And here is the city of Cusco. Between 400,000 and 500,000 people living in this valley at about 3,300 meters or just over 11,000 feet. 24 hours by bus if you decide to take the bus from Lima, or about an hour plane ride. So off we're gonna go for more adventuring today. Does she look ready? She looks ready. I'm now making new Peruvian friends. Look at all the different types of maize you can get in Peru. So we are going to go, I believe, feed some alpacas. That's the plan. Taking a look at some of the traditional weaving, some of the foods. Looks like alpaca wool as well. Yeah, let's feed some alpacas. Here you go, buddy. Hungry? You've been eating all day? You good? You want the green bits? It's like, where's the greenest part? Yeah. Get in on that.
Taking off the water.
Drying potatoes.
They will leave like a
Look at that.
couple of weeks
They're wet.
on the sun.
Sun-dried potatoes.
Try to touch, my friend.
How's your soup?
It's really good.
Is it just corn and potatoes?
Do you smell like a little citrus in there maybe too?
I got like the mint leaves in there. What is that on top? It's too big for mint,
Spinach.
isn't it? It's the spinach. So for lunch today, I've ordered some guinea pig for the table. Mixed reactions from the table on whether or not they want guinea pig.
How was this gonna get that much over reviews?
Oh look, there's the little teeth right there.
What are you eating there?
Little guinea pig.
What do you think about it?
Tastes like chicken.
I'm next.
On the dry side.
Plant name is King Salpucho for blue. In the middle pot boiler is the cool water for cochineal powder. In this pot boiler is the flour for yellow. I am going to put is the cochineal powder. Are you ready? That is blue, purple, and yellow. Yeah?
Sadly, our adventure must continue. I must say goodbye to my new Peruvian friends. Adios, amigos. Hello, YouTube. Mr. G is now in Ollantaytambo, Tambo, about an hour's drive from Cusco into the Sacred Valley. And if you are doing the Inca Trail or the Cory Trail, this is kind of your jumping off spot. Just a tiny little backpackery town, absolutely beautiful. You've got, look at that, ancient Incan grain storage up there, and then there's a fortress up there. And people in this town literally live in the foundations of ancient Incan homes, which is pretty rad. So that's it for now. Gonna get some sleep, and then tomorrow I'll load my stuff on the back of a horse and trek into wherever the Cory Trail is gonna take me on my way to Machu Picchu. Just in case you were wondering what a Peruvian lawnmower looks like, yeah, you don't need a lawnmower when you have a pack of llamas. Yeah, I'm not making it up. Grass all over Peru, well maintained by our furry friends, the llamas. If you're in Peru and you see a stick with some red or blue on the end, and I've seen it a couple times on the way here, it's pointing towards the local bar and also indicating the local bar is indeed open. Take a look at all that maize. Just drying right there. All right, we're like 3 kilometers in on the Cory Trail today. And it's all been uphill, so Mr. G is a little bit tired. But we have much further to walk tomorrow, so I gotta get in shape, guys. Because we're going up, up, up. There's all our food and tents going ahead on horseback. How's it feel? You made it to your first camp high in the Andes Mountains.
It feels pretty awesome.
It's too bad the view's not prettier though.
Yeah, right.
You ready for some lunch?
I am. There's silverware.
We have never camped like this before, have we?
Nope. And a tent. Like for dining, a dining tent.
Dining tent. Mrs. G, what are you doing in the mountains in the dark?
I'm going for a nighttime stroll.
Why were you doing angering all those horses that were our pack horses earlier?
Didn't anger them. attacked by them. And they chased us.
And we had an alpha pack horse telling us who was boss as they settle up for the night. Our guides did not stake them down, but on our way back, I saw the guide was like going to check on his horses. And you know, just because we've been stuck in a tent in the rain for the last 2 hours, my wife was like, hey, let's go for a walk. If we get lost in the Andes Mountains, though, it's totally Mrs. G's fault. That's our chef with dessert today. Not every day you get flaming dessert in a tent.
Yes.
You got it in there.
Wow.
It looks muy delicioso.
That looks amazing.
Muchas gracias. Good morning. It's day 2 of trekking in the Andean Mountains. So yeah, last night didn't sleep a ton. I made the mistake of going to the bathroom in the middle of the night and losing my sleeping bag liner, and I couldn't find it. So I was cold for like 3 hours. And then I realized it was outside the tent. And then we got up at like 5 because we got to do like 17 kilometers today to get to campsite number 2. But other than a little headache last night, I'm doing okay with the altitude at 12,000 feet. My wife, you can see abandoning me, is not tired at all, of course. So, you know, classic adventure with Mrs. G. So I better catch up to her. Been walking for like 12 kilometers now at like 12,000 feet for pretty much the entire day. I am tuckered out. Walk through some of the prettiest landscape ever though. I mean, let's check out this valley. Here we're going through the old Inca quarry that produced stones for the town of Oriente Tambo, which is where we were staying before we went off on our trek on the quarry trail. And the fact that people moved rocks from all the way up here down this valley and up the other side of this valley. I mean, they don't even have access to trees here in this valley. To make so that you could roll the stones on it. If you see trees out there, those are eucalyptus. Those are non-indigenous to this region. The amount of work that went into making these projects on a grand scale was amazing. So ancient Incan society essentially used a taxation system where you paid with your labor. So when the big projects had to get made, whole communities had to go work. All right, so this, not actually Incan. You're looking at a Spanish millstone wheel that they were working on. But remember how we were talking about that there weren't any trees? These are found all over the quarry, which are like little cylinders. So like instead of rolling on logs, they were crafting their own stones to do it most likely, which is pretty cool. So the city you see way down there in the valley, Ollantaytambo, was where these stones were destined to get to. And as you can see, there's a temple here on the left that we looked at a couple days ago, and then there's the grain storage up there, but did not get finished because the Spanish showed up. But can you guys imagine? It's like 6 kilometers down there to move these stones.
Oh.
So you got the real Peruvian high altitude experience yesterday. What happened?
I just got a really bad headache, so then I had to have some oxygen.
Yeah, that was like the real deal. I was like, this is like some Ever Space Camp stuff right there. But did it work? Do you feel better right away afterwards?
I did. It helped.
So what's your advice to anybody that's traveling up into the mountains if they get a really bad headache?
I don't know. I drink a lot of water, so I don't know. They say to do that. Did that. Have an oxygen tank.
Yeah, ask your guide. If they've got one, a lot of the hotels have them too, and they help a lot. Next stop, train station, and then onwards to Machu Picchu town. Oh, look at this traveler I just found gazing off into the distance. Where are we going next, Mrs. G?
We're going to Machu Picchu town
How are we gonna get there?
via a train.
I love trains.
I love trains too.
Let's go, train buddy. We have arrived via train to Machu Picchu town, which has another name, but I can't remember it right now. The only way you can get here is via train. Searching for the perfect hat and the perfect souvenir for everybody back home. Yeah, own it. I like it. And this is Machu Picchu town, the last stop and the gateway to Machu Picchu. No cars, just a train gets you here. We are currently experiencing a power outage in our hotel in Machu Picchu City. Good thing we brought the backpacking lantern. How we doing over there, Mrs. G? Yes, will the power return? Stay tuned and find out. Good morning, YouTube. It's day 8, 5:55 a.m. It is my 15-year wedding anniversary, and we're going to Machu Picchu today. Not bad. Guys, it is just as cool and amazing as I thought it was going to be, and one bonus of coming out of the pandemic is it's still way less crowded than it would be normally. Check it out. Incas didn't mess around when it came to building. There it is, boys and girls. We made it. Machu Picchu. So these terraces go all the way down the mountain, and they're filled with rocks so that when the rain falls, drains. So if it didn't have drainage built in, those terraces would have crumbled and fallen away hundreds of years ago, and this whole thing would have slid down the side of the mountain. Hey Chica, is it worth 8 days of traveling?
Yes, definitely.
Now we gotta climb all the way out of here, don't we?
That's all right. We can do that.
We can do that? Sure, it'll be fine. All
Also,
right.
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, baby. So here we are in the square of Machu Picchu, and there used to be a very elegant carved stone right here in the middle of this big plaza or square. But in the 1900s, some rich Spanish dude didn't feel like walking to Machu Picchu and asked them to move the stone so he could land his helicopter. And they accidentally broke the stone moving it, so that's gone. That's just, oh man, that's just such a classic rich guy move right there, isn't it? Can you move this ancient stone so I can park my helicopter? This is what Machu Picchu used to look like. And apparently as of 1982, UNESCO has said they're not allowed to restore anything else. They need to leave it just like it was originally. We have finally made it back to Cusco. After much long driving, train riding, taxiing, this is now the final night in Cusco, packing up stuff off to Lima tomorrow, and then many planes and layovers and hopefully no canceled flights to returning home. It's gonna be no canceled flights tomorrow, right?
Don't say that.
I jinxed it.
Go knock on wood.
Yes, ma'am.